Just for you with this team, just what have you really been encouraged by so far with this team that you think can take you far?
I think compared to last year, it feels much more like a family. So there's a lot more relationships we have, and everyone feels comfortable around each other. Like I can go to anybody on the team and just talk to them, and I think that's the biggest difference right now. Like it feels like a family. The culture's got a lot better from last year, and I think that's a really good thing. Like we all feed off each other's energy. So
There's always the teamwork perspective. It makes the team succeed or it makes the team go down. Just how much, you mentioned relationships, what has it taken for those relationships to flourish more that maybe they didn't happen last year?
I had to have some hard conversations with some guys, but that's part of it. And I think at the end of the day, everyone who's still here is invested in what we want. And at the end of the day, that's to win every game we play, win an NEC championship game. But first things first, we want to beat Edinburgh.
From an intensity perspective, obviously intensity can go one or both ways. How do you make sure that as a team and as a leader that the intensity is focused on the task?
Well, you always just got to come in focused. Like even when guys are off, it's like, well, when it's time to get to work and you're out there, like, let's go, let's turn it up, let's get to work. And I think that's a big thing. When everyone's on the field participating and playing, like whether it's special teams or team period, 7-on-7, 1-on-1, you want to win every rep you're doing. So.
From an adversity perspective, how much better equipped do you think this team is at through the practice session of the season?
I think from what happened last year, we faced a lot of adversity last year. The past 2 years, really, with injuries, and that's a big thing. And, we have a lot more depth in some pieces. And I think adversity is just always something we're prepared for. Coach Schmidt always tells us Dukes adjust, so we're always ready to adjust when we need to. So.
As a leader, just how important is it for you to maintain that standard and kind of, like you said, be that voice? If somebody's going down, pick them back up.
Yeah, I'm not the type of guy like to be yelling all the time, but if something needs to be said, I'll be like, let's pick it up. And I think it's just small little encouragement things like, hey, let's go, let's pick it up today. You can do better. And I think that's been we've had a lot of good leaders this year, just picking each other up. Even when I'm down, someone's picking me up. So I think that's been a really good thing this year, just picking each other up. It doesn't have to be necessarily yelling, just say, hey man, let's go.
Who do you think, without singling too many guys out, because obviously your team, who do you think's really taken that next step, whether it's a new guy picking it up or just returners that have just brought that intensity that maybe you didn't see before?
Kevin Kersinger has definitely turned it up a big notch this year so far on the defensive side of the ball, like big steps. I think he's going to have a really good year. AJ Ackerman has played really well. The linebackers, I've seen a lot of improvement from a lot of guys, but Kevin and AJ have stuck out all camp to me. Aiden Garnes has played really well. Offensively, Taj Butts has really added some intensity, same as Jamario Clements. There's a lot of guys. Those are just a few, but there's some guys that stuck out to me so far.
What do you think Duquesne football is now, and what do you think Duquesne football can be given what you've seen?
I think we're getting back to our roots, like from my freshman year in 2019, from the great leaders we had back then, Reed Harrison Ducros, Jake Dixon, Billy O'Malley, Spencer DeMeadow, all those old heads, man. I think we're getting back to that. Like standard they set, I think we lost it a little bit, but we're getting back to that, getting back to what we should be, and that's winning football at Duquesne. What's expected from us every year.
Having that standard in front of you yourself personally every day, how does that maybe help you guys get across that Edinburgh finish line and whatever else comes next?
Yeah, so first things first, it's the first game on the schedule. They obviously have two coaches that coached here, so I'm sure they want to come down and beat us pretty bad. So, that's the first game on the schedule. We're ready. Like, we're ready to play when it comes, and yeah, that's really it. It's the first game on the schedule. They're just an opponent we play like everybody else, and it doesn't matter what level they are. We're just going to come out and play hard football, play out Duke's play.